It's really about a talent pipeline, and I think, if you're a smart business owner, chief executive, team leader, whatever it is, you don't want to keep recruiting for people. You want to invest in your people so that they'll stay with you and that they see a future in your organisation. There's a great quote actually, and I think it was a CEO and a CFO, and they were talking about investing in people development, training, coaching, that sort of thing. And the finance guy, perhaps true to form, said, well, what if we invest in our people and they leave? And the CEO said, well, what if we don't invest in them and they stay? And I think that really sums up a lot of what we do is, invest in your people to give them the opportunity to be better at what they do. Because if you don't invest in them, you're going to have people that actually aren't efficient, effective, motivated enough to really take your business to where you want it to be. Because your vision for your business isn't going to happen unless your people see that vision, understand it, and know how to achieve it. It sounds like a real cliche, but FM is all about managing people. And it might be managing directly your team, but it's also about managing your client and managing your supply chain. And it's a cliche, but it's a cliche because it's true. So you can buy in technical skills, you can outsource technical ability, but if you're not a good manager and influencer of people, you're not going to get the job done to the best it can be. What I find really interesting about this whole globalisation approach is that we often feel the UK is a mature facilities management market, and I think there's something to that. But what I find, particularly working out in the Middle East, is that they are leapfrogging what we do here. So they're looking at what we've done, they're looking at our standards, our guidelines, our policies and procedures and how well things are done here, and they're saying actually we don't just want to meet that and match that, we want to be better. So I think if we don't, in the UK and in the rest of Europe, really start to look at being innovative in what we do, we're going to get left behind. No matter where you come into facilities, whether it's as an apprentice, whether it's as an account manager, a bid manager, a cleaner, front of house receptionist, there are opportunities. If you want them, then our companies, our organisations have got to have plans in place to grow that talent, because it's so much more cost effective at the end of the day as well to develop the people you already have who understand your values, understand your culture, understand your approach to the service you offer your clients. So much easier than continually having to recruit. Common faults that we see in a lot of leaders are micromanaging. It's a bit like the football analogy. You can be a great manager, you can put a great team together, but at some point you have to get off the pitch and let them play. If Sir Alex Ferguson had actually been running on the pitch kicking the ball, I'm sure Manchester United wouldn't have been so successful over the years. He knew how to motivate, he knew how to help put together a strategy and a game plan and then get out the way. And that is leadership in a nutshell. There's a really fine balance between doing the job that you're paid to do and then doing the other stuff, if you like, the stuff that you have a passion for, the stuff that you really want to do to make a difference. So it's risk and it's balancing risk. But in our lives we have to balance risk. When we get up in the morning and walk out onto the street, there's a risk, isn't there? There's a risk to everything we do. And it's really how brave you are. And one of the things I like to do is try and share some courage with people and be there almost as a safety net for them to say, go on, try and fly. Because actually, if you try it, most of the time you're going to succeed. And even when we don't succeed, we learn something from it. So it's about taking a little step outside your comfort zone, because that's where the magic starts to happen. Of course, there has to be business as usual, and some organisations are more risk averse than others. But organisations and teams that are brave and bring in different styles of leadership, bring in different types of people into the team, will always gain great results from it. It's about taking the plunge.